London, January 3rd, 1911. Thick smoke coils above the rooftops of Sidney Street. Gunshots echo through the alleyways. Inside a crumbling East End building, two foreign anarchists armed with pistols are locked in a deadly standoff with hundreds of police and even soldiers. The chaos is so intense, Winston Churchill himself shows up, not as Prime Minister, but as Home Secretary, pacing near the gunfire like a man who can't look away. Hours later, the building is a fiery grave. But what led to this explosive moment? Who were these men that brought the world's greatest empire to a standstill? And how did this one shootout forever change British law enforcement? This is not fiction. This is the true story of the Siege of Sidney Street, where anarchists, police, revolution, and power all collided in the heart of London. And once you hear how it ends, you'll never look at early 20th century history the same way again.
Before we dive into the topic, don't forget to subscribe to Crime Unsolved for more incredible stories from history.
In the gritty back streets of London's East End, where poverty and overcrowding were everyday realities, radical ideas were taking root. Immigrants fleeing hardship brought more than just labor. They brought revolution. Among them was a small Latvian gang with explosive ambitions. On December 16, 1910, the group attempted a robbery at a jeweler's shop on Houndsditch. But what began as a simple break-in quickly spiraled into violence. As police arrived, the gang opened fire. 3 officers were killed, 2 more seriously wounded. The gang vanished into the East End maze, leaving behind chaos, bloodshed, and the body of their leader, George Gardstein. The public was horrified. The press called them monsters. The manhunt was immediate and intense. Then came the tip that changed everything. On January 1st, 1911, a former landlord revealed to police that 2 of the gang's most dangerous members, Fritz Svars and Joseph Sokolov, were hiding at 100 Sidney Street. The men were armed and ready for a fight. The police prepared a raid. At dawn on January 3rd, officers surrounded the building. But these anarchists didn't surrender. They fired first. 1 officer went down. The shootout began, and police quickly realized they were outgunned. Svars and Sokolov had powerful Mauser pistols. The police had old rifles and shotguns, many barely functional. Desperate, police called in the military. By late morning, soldiers from the Scots Guards had joined the battle. Streets were shut down, neighbors evacuated. The siege turned into a full-blown war zone. Then, to everyone's surprise, Home Secretary Winston Churchill arrived in person to observe, dodging bullets in a top hat and overcoat. As gunfire rattled the streets, smoke suddenly poured from the building. Fire had broken out. Whether by accident or intention, no one knows. The fire brigade arrived, but was ordered not to extinguish the flames until the danger had passed. The anarchists inside were trapped. 1 man was seen trying to fire with both hands before collapsing. Another made a last stand, only to be shot dead at the window. As the flames consumed the house, the building caved in. By 2 p.m., the siege was over. Inside, the charred bodies of Svars and Sokolov were found, but the cost was heavy. Charles Pearson, a fire officer, was paralyzed by falling debris and died months later. And Churchill? He was unharmed, but criticized for putting himself in danger. The fallout was immediate. Some celebrated the police response. Others questioned why military force was used in a civilian neighborhood. It sparked debates about weapons, training, and the balance between law enforcement and liberty. Debates that still echo today. As for the rest of the Latvian gang, some were caught and tried, including Jacob Peters, who would later become deputy head of Lenin's secret police. But none were convicted for the Houndsditch murders. The Siege of Sidney Street wasn't just a moment of violence. It was a turning point. It revealed cracks in Britain's policing system, the power of the press, and the deep fears about political extremism. It remains one of the most dramatic shootouts in British history, and one of the first caught on camera. shaping how the public would view crime and justice for decades to come.
If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe the channel.